you arrive in town, obviously the driver has passed away. Patovit introduces you to some of the townspeople, and once the wagon has been stowed and the people have helped take the bodies down, and they've laid them in one of the front rooms of someone's house, where they put blankets and things over them to cover them. Everyone meets in the local tavern, which is quite small. There's only 3 tables in there, but the entire village is now in the tavern with you guys, and the tavern keep has supplied you with some strong ales to bolster yourselves in after what has happened and to revitalize you.
We've been sort of regaled and welcomed heartily by the village.
As survivors of the orc attack, yes.
Okay, right.
And Patovit sings your praises as the people who dispatched the last orc. The usual regalia of people in the tavern. There's an old bloke with an ear trumpet, the crotchety old bloke. What's going on? There's a large obese man in the corner who seems extremely grumpy. There is an elderly woman who seems more interested in her knitting than anything that's actually going on. And there's several farmer types that are about. So Patovit basically tells them what's been happening. He clearly understood part of what the orcs were saying. So he was saying that they're actually planning to return to the village to raid the village in the next 3 days sometime, and they were leaving that one guy as a sentry on the road. So he has obviously been dispatched. He wants, basically he's putting it to the floor. What are they going to do? How are they going to survive this? Because they've got no palisade around the village, and none of them are combat experienced.
Looks like a job.
Or an adventure.
For Super 7Ds.
Alright, so Punless, what are you up to?
So I've been overhearing this, have I? In the
yes,
tavern.
You're present. You've got a nice hearty meal in front of you and some strong ale. You're busy, eating your meal.
Okay. So as I'm eating, am I able to? I don't know if this is creative or not, but to think about how I could form some traps or something that we could lay out in the front of the town, or is that more? Yep, that's creative.
Yep. You can think about. You would have to investigate the town and ask the town people what sort of things they have in order to create traps. But yes, you could do it.
Can I then spend this turn then asking? Because I want to make him a bit happier.
Yep.
I'm going to ask that grumpy old guy. Try and tell him some jokes and try and lighten the mood and see if he knows anything about what we could use.
Okay, social check. Difficulty 7.
No! Very grumpy old man. I would lie and say it was a 1. No, I failed.
Okay.
What are you saying? That's not funny.
Angus beef.
I'm trying to work out who the head man in the village is.
It's actually difficult to tell, so you can do a social check, difficulty 3.
Okay, so that's a D10. Yes.
No, it's D6.
Sorry, D6. Sorry.
Yep.
And social, I have no bonuses.
So 1 dice.
I'm just going to have to randomly pick. I'll pick a guy at random, obviously,
Okay.
and ask him. So you're going to be needing some help in the next few days if those orcs come back, correct?
Boy, are we going to be needing help.
The more hands, the better.
More hands, the better. I mean, thankfully, we do have some extra people, that you guys are here. But as you know, we have lost at least another 6 or 7.
So, what would you entice us to stay with?
So he's about to answer you, and there's like a young lad who's sort of pulling at his jacket behind him. He's sort of like swatting him away. I don't really know. I mean, it's not really our thing. I mean, we're just, farmers. I farm beets. Sell in the larger towns. I don't. This battles and things are not my skill.
Well, talking about skills, let me tell you, I'm a gravedigger, and
A noble profession.
Usually we find after such encounters bodies to be buried. Now, what if the village would pay a bounty on every body that I happen to bury after we encounter the orcs? What could the village come up with?
Well, we'd have to discuss it as a village. I mean, we are not wealthy by any stretch of the imagination. We are farmers.
Well, the three of us will make a huge advantage, considering your survivability. So, may I suggest you meet up and come back to us with an offer?
Well, we'll definitely discuss it as part of this ongoing, town meeting we're having here. Okay, so Badbo?
I'm going to look at doing a bit of social mingling, and see if I can determine what sort of resources we may have to build any sort of defense if we should stay here, such as, is there a wood nearby as a source of timber? What sort of resources we've got to work with?
So, I won't put a difficulty on it because you're just asking people basic questions. There are only small copse of trees around because most of the land is farmland. You are at the base of some hills, and the only thing that's close would be there is a wood with some rocky outcrops and things about a half a day's journey away. Again, all three of you can do a senses check, difficulty 1.
Senses, so get a bonus.
I'm insensitive.
I succeed.
Success.
Okay, so if you succeed, you get a bonus point. You get an experience point. So again, you notice whenever you're mingling and talking to people, there is this young lad who's kind of, there wanting to kind of be in the conversation, but everyone is kind of pushing him away.
Is this the same lad that we saw before? Is this Pippet? No, Pat?
No, this is not. Patter is in his 20s. This guy is probably 11, 12.
Oh, very young. Okay.
I'm about his size. I'll go and engage with him.
Okay. So, Punless has first option. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna continue trying to mingle and see if I can lighten the moods up to make the townsfolk more happy, I guess.
Okay. So difficulty 3.
That's D6.
Yep. And Angus.
Well, I'm just going to continue negotiating, trying to surmise the economic potential that the village could offer us, the incentive financially to stay and risk our lives.
Okay, so social check difficulty 1.
I also succeed as mine.
1.
Okay, great. All right. So the mood is lightning.
Okay, I got a 3, so that's a 1.
All right. So the mood is lightning, and people are, if we can get whatever help we can, we'll be able to supply, whatever we can supply. But don't expect, 100 gold pieces or anything. We don't have that kind of money lying around.
Bag of beets.
A bag of beef.
Turnips.
Now remember where your characters are at. You are low level, commoners. So a bag of beets for you actually would go a long way. You could probably sell that and live for a week. So that's you don't shy away from that as a as a reward. So they might give you a donkey or something like that, which would be, you know, like, wow,
Yeah.
you know, we got a donkey.
Yeah, or the cart. What's it being pulled by? A donkey or?
Well, it would have been 2 horses, yeah.
Yeah, 2. Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Okay, Bad Bow.
Okay. So I'm going to try and engage with this kid and see what he's wanting to tell everybody.
So you are in your social, you know, finding out about things. You're talking with the obese guy who's kind of sitting in the corner, and he's the one who tells you about the ridge and the forest that's by this ridge. And the little boy pipes in. He goes, "Yes, but isn't that where the cave is, where we can get that spell?" And the obese guy just, "Don't be stupid. That's just a legend."
Tell me more about this legend.
Kid.
So the obese guy just sort of goes, don't seriously, you don't want to. He's just the local goat herd. Tenton is always up on wild adventures in his mind. You know, don't pay him any heed.
I think I might go and speak to Tenton somewhere else.
Okay. Right. Punless, what do you want to do?
Do I overhear that conversation?
Do a senses check, difficulty 1.
1. No, I do not.
No, you do not.
Okay. What can I do now? Can I just head over to the boy and see what Boppet is doing?
Yep. So the boy has kind of like, you know, he's a little bit forlorn and sunk in his shoulder. He's kind of heading towards the window and just sort of staring out the window. And Bad Bow is sort of moving in after him. So you both arrive at him at the same time, in other words. Okay,
where's that ale they gave?
Well, you've got ale. I mean, the kid would be drinking ale as well. It's that kind of time period. Angus beef?
I sort of think I've exhausted my negotiation of possibilities. I'll probably just see if I can get another free ale and tuck into my meal. And
So
I've
the
been
tavern
basically
keep-
saying I'll hear back from you as soon as possible as to what you can offer us.
So the tavern keep goes, well, I might have a little bit something stronger, and sort of leans under it and brings out this bottle with no label. He says, you want to try some of this?
The good stuff. Okay.
It's
see him
the
do
good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff. It makes you go blind for a week.
Well,
Free
I'll
to
say
adventurers! So you want to partake?
I'll accept the glass, but
Okay.
I'll just sit
So
it down.
he pulls out the metal tankards and pours, like, you know, just a spoonful in each, and then pours in ale. Says, "There you go, sonny." All right. So Bad Bow and Punless. So you are now with the young lad, whose name is Tenton, the local goat herd.
How are you, Tenton?
I'm okay. No one ever listens to me.
Why is that?
I'm just a young whippersnapper, according to the old fogey with the ear trumpet.
Well, I'm always called young. Look how short I am.
Yeah, you and I are about the same height. No, you're probably about half his size.
I'm still half his size.
Yeah. You reckon nobody listens to you?
I'm a bit bored at this point. Do you got anything you can tell me about the town?
Oh, it's not something, you know, I'd rather get away from here, personally. I'm just hoping that when I come of age I can get onto the wagon and move into one of the bigger towns. Don't want to be a goat herd my whole life.
You don't think you can leave now? A bit earlier?
My grandmother won't let me.
If we could take care of her,
Yeah, I spend most of my time around the village herding the goats and exploring.
Exploring? What do you look about?
I try to, be in higher places, so, along the hills and then the ridge out of town. I've recently found, and he sort of pauses. My grandmother said I shouldn't talk about that.
I get a bit curious now.
Does this have anything to do with that legend you were going to mention earlier? That
So
I'm actually quite interested in.
He cracks a smile. He cracks a small smile. So my grandmother said I shouldn't talk about these things.
Well, is your grandmother here? Maybe we can just sort of keep it between us.
So he glances towards the old lady who's doing the knitting.
We could go somewhere a little more private to talk about it.
So he is okay. He sort of like huddles, it's like brings you in closer. There's a legend about a powerful spell that some wizard in the area long ago stashed away. It's been a town legend for a long time, but everyone ignores it. But I found a cave, and I'm pretty sure it's the cave in the story.
Why would you think that?
I get a feeling that it's the cave in the story. There's things along the way in terms of the parts of the story, in terms of the forest and the animals and all those things that are in the legend, that I'm convinced that this cave has something to do with it.
I glanced at Bagbo and I guess ask him if does this ring any bells to you? Does it perk your interest?
Well, powerful spell by an ancient wizard, it certainly piques my interest. I wouldn't mind going to have a little look at this cave myself.
I look again to the boy and ask him, how far away is this cave?
Oh, it usually takes me about half a day to herd the goats out that way.
Okay. And do you think you would be able to escort us, or would your grandma be against that?
Well, what Grandma doesn't know, I do have to herd the goats, so maybe tomorrow that's where the goats will be herded.
Okay, I like goats.
Yeah, we'll meet up with you just outside of town, just before dawn.
Well, that's when I normally start, so yes, we can do that.
Fantastic. We'll make sure all three of us are there along with you.
Alright, so his mood has lifted, and he's like, hey, somebody's finally listening to me.
Yeah, don't let your grandmother catch up.
No. Grandmum's the word. It's gone into the night, and the discussions and everything, no one has come to any kind of consensus. You have been offered the room above the tavern, of which there is only one, the tavern keep says he'll help you drag Angus Beef up the stairs because he became paralytic after one downing of the special sauce.
Like, is he breathing?
Don't worry, in the morning he'll remember nothing.
From how long ago?
Sometimes
An elf,
weeks.
an elf, a gnome, and a halfling walk into a tavern.
That's right.
Insert joke here.
Okay, so next morning, I assume, Angus Beef, that you want to partake in this adventure towards the cave.
What adventure?
What adventure! All right. So in the morning, you meet Tainton outside. It is the roosters have only just started croaking and crowing as they do. You meet Tainton at the gate. Well, there's no gate, but just outside. You can see him with about 40 goats, and he's got his crook that he has, and he's herding them along. And he's, good morning, let's set, because we want to try and get there before midday, before it gets too hot. So you can see the sun's rising, the clouds have cleared, there's no more storm. So he leads you, and as you're going along, he points out all the little bits and pieces from the story. There's this rock here, and this special tree here, and that's where you see a lot of elk that live in that area. And eventually you come towards this cave. So you go through a copse of tree to approach, and on your approach you see movement amongst the flowers that surround the cave entrance. Punless.
I'm just going to, before we go into the cave, I'm just going to double check with Tippet. What's his name again?
Tainton.
That was Tainton.
It's like
10.
10-10.
Like Tentin.
That's
Tentin.
right.
I'm going to double check with Tentin that this is the right place, and then I'm going to just have a scour around the outside of this cave just to check if it's safe.
Scour as in visually, or are you going to actually recon in front of it?
I'm gonna walk up close to it and then just have a eyes only, not touching anything, just to look around the floor and the walls there.
All right. And Angus beef.
How big is the entrance of the cave?
You could fit 3 people abreast walk into it, and it is high enough, probably about 7 or 8 foot high, the entrance.
Okay, so it's like a bear, some sort of large, wild animal could easily found a home there.
Yep.
Okay, did I mention that I picked up a javelin on the way out?
Yeah, you were talking about it, so I will give it to you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just have that ready in case something pops out while the gnome is investigating the entrance.
Okay.
I'm just going to double check with Tenton. What does the legend actually say about what's in the cave?
That's where the wizard kept his stash.
Anything about
before
it?
Before he died, he, held up in the cave, and that's where he stored his great powers.
Nothing about any great traps or tremendous puzzles or anything like that. Just
not a
checking.
scary story.
Just making sure.
Okay, so Punless, you move forward. So you're moving, trying not to make a noise, or are you just moving normally?
Just normally.
Okay. So as you wander out into the field of flowers in front of the cave, the movement in front of you stops very suddenly, and out of the flowers rises a large black bear. Which I will give Angus Beef a story value for that one.
The old bear in the cave trick. So I get an extra, so I go from 2 to 3. Is that right?
And you've got 1 point in story value, yes.
Okay, great, thank you.
So it's now Punless.
Is there a chance for... Yeah, sorry.
It's Punless's turn, yep.
As the smallest of the group, I very quickly turn around and run as fast as I can behind Tentin.
Okay, so you hot-footed back into the copse of trees. All right.
Yep.
Angus Beef.
With that javelin that I had,
Yep.
Illusion-like in the stance,
All right.
I'll hurl it with all my elf might.
Okay,
The black
it
mass.
is considered close range. So you see Punnus running towards you. Thankfully, you are taller than him, so it's not going to make any difference to your throw.
Awesome.
Tenton's like, holy shibadaddles!
Roll
You
to hit it with the javelin.
Yes, so you get base, you get,
Yep.
It's bigger than you, it's size 12, so it's double your size, so you're half the size.
Okay. So that means it's easy to hit.
Easier, and it's
Yep.
close range, so you get 2 for close range, 2 for half the size, and 1 for combat ready,
Yep.
and 1 for stationary. So I
Okay,
think
so
that is 6,
It's a
isn't it?
D4.
Yeah,
That's D4. Yep.
yeah.
Okay. Let's try the roll here. No. Afraid not.
Okay.
No.
Do you want to use a story value to re-roll that?
Why not? I was just given one. Ah!
Alright.
Okay.
So the javelin
Camera.
sails through the air and straight into the bear.
So I'll go back to 3. Did we wake? So you don't get 3 every morning, do you? You just get 3 for the day's adventure, right? So
For the
yeah,
whole game until the end of the game.
Yep. So that's it. So that's the javelin gone and a hit on the bear.
The bear does not save. So he takes an injury. Well, will take an injury. Well, he does because it's the end of the round now. So, initiative-wise, the bear is an initiative of 3.
Don't I get to do something?
No, because he was the one. We're now doing the normal round.
Yeah, but I haven't done anything.
Oh, sorry, you haven't done your normal turn. Sorry, my bad.
How tall are these trees that we're near?
25 feet.
Okay. 10, up a tree. I'm going up.
All right. So physical check to climb the tree. Difficulty 2.
Okay, so it's going to be D4s.
Tenton fails. It's like, oh my god!
Alright, story value token, so that makes it a 1.
All right. So Bad Bow is up the tree. Okay. So Punnus, you have reached the trees.
And I've just watched Bagbo try to climb the tree, and I've watched Tentin fail at climbing a tree.
That's right. So sorry, the bear goes first. The bear is sort of pacing back and forth, watching where you guys are.
Okay. Okay, in that case I guess try and go further and further away, trying to get its attention off me. Are the goats still around?
The goats are on the other side of the copse of trees.
So they're quite a bit away.
Yes.
In that case, I'm going to also try and climb a tree.
Okay. Difficulty 2.
And that's physical, so nothing.
Yep.
1! Success!
Alright, so you're also up a tree. Okay, Angus Beef.
Okay, so who's up? Tentin is not up a tree.
Tenton is
The
not
other
up a
two.
tree. He's been trying to get up a tree, but he can't.
Pundus and Badbo are.
Correct.
Okay. Am I within range of climbing up a tree too?
Yeah, right next to all the trees, yes.
Oh, okay. Alright. Then I will attempt the same.
Also difficulty 2.
Okay. And that's a D4?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm not even close. So
And Dylan, did you put your success for your physical then?
Doing that now.
Okay, cool. All right, Babbo.
Okay. So, getting my sling out while I'm sitting on a branch up in the tree. Now, it's a little unclear on this one whether the quarter the size counts for ranged or not.
No. Sorry, yes it does. Yes it does.
Okay. So, base, higher ground, quarter the size. Well, I guess medium range. So that would be 7.
It's the same area, so it counts as close range.
Oh, so 7.
Yeah.
With my sling, it's base +1. And I fail.
With D2s again.
Yes.
Dude, that's like the worst run of failures you've ever had.
Yeah, wasn't there something in here of when you have a tremendously run of bad?
If you have 3 failures in a row in the same combat, then you can rage. You can attempt to become enraged.
Okay.
Usually you don't have to attempt it.
Yeah.
It happens naturally.
It's
Attempt to
usually
channel the rage.
it's when you it's when you're raged and you miss 3 times, then you go into a frenzy. If you hit 3 times in a row, then you get in the zone bonus, but you can rage at any time. But it's difficult to rage if you don't have any injuries.
Yes.
So yeah, you can choose to rage at any time in your emotion phase. It's equal to 7 minus your number of injuries is the difficulty level. If you hit 3 times in a row, you get in the zone as your advantage. And if you are raged and you miss 3 times, you can then frenzy, which has other bonuses. Alright, so it's punless. You are up a tree.
With nothing that I can throw at him.
You can throw any weapon you like, it just obviously you don't have that weapon anymore.
I need my pick.
Sorry. Ammo. Still got ammo.
I have no idea what I can do. I do not want to throw my pick at him. I'm gonna let this one slide and let the next turn go.
Okay. Alright.
I suggested 10 foot higher.
I was like, I can poke you with a pole.
Yeah, don't poke the
it's
bear.
not close enough to hit him with the pole, unfortunately.
What? Okay. So, is it Angus's turn now?
Yes, it is.
I was just
What is the bear doing?
The bear is sort of cautiously moving very slightly towards you, but he's sort of moving around, you know.
And it's got the javelin poking in it, or is it fallen out?
No, the javelin has fallen out, but it does have a wound from that. Yes.
Okay. Does it look like I could scare it with a loud noise?
You could try.
Run off. Yeah. Well, I'll
try.
In my scariest elfin voice, I'll say something elvish like get out of here. I'll say in elvish, I'm buried bigger than you.
Let's do an emotion check then, and the difficulty will be 3.
That's a D6.
Yep.
Here goes. No.
Okay.
5. you know what I could have done? Can I sort of
Yeah.
say I'll spend a story value and then I would be able to roll 2 dice
Correct.
in advance to do that?
Correct.
But what I'll do
Yeah.
anyway, but I've missed that chance, but if I spend
Well,
another
essentially,
one...
the re-roll gives you that as well. So
Yeah. So
it's just if
I'll
you
do
did
a
it
re-roll.
before, if you did a re-roll, then you would re-roll 2 as opposed to re-rolling 1.
Yeah. So if okay, so I've already rolled and failed. So
Yeah.
if I spend a value, now I can only just re-roll the 1.
Correct.
And
Or
then
you can spend 2
I roll
and
it-
get it.
and re-roll 2.
Yeah.
Can you spend more than 1 at once, can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So long as they're different things. So you can't spend
Okay.
them on the same thing, but they must be different. So you can like lower the difficulty level, re-roll, and add a dice. That's 3.
Okay.
But that's a lot.
So okay, I've got 2 story value tokens remaining.
Yep.
So I could now re-roll 2 dice
Yep.
and try and get 1s. Okay, so I've rolled and failed, so I can choose to spend 1 story value token or 2 story value tokens.
1 would give you a re-roll of the single dice.
And if I spend 2, I get 2 dice.
You get another dice added to that roll, yes.
Okay.
Or you could reduce the difficulty down by 1, which would change the dice that you're rolling, but you'd only roll 1 dice.
And that would cost 2.
Still would cost 2, yes.
Yeah, okay. Alright, sorry it's taking me so long to understand this.
It's alright.
I'm going to blow all my story value tokens and
All
try
right.
and get a couple of 1s. No.
Nope.
After all that. Okay.
Okay. Bad bow.
What if
Okay.
catastrophic?
What? You can do a catastrophic failure if you wish.
And then with the
If
bear
you
would
wish.
delete me. It'll be a scene from The Revenant.
It's up to you. What if you want to, you can, but it's your choice.
No, I've taken
No.
up too much time already.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to look at attacking with my sling again, but
Right.
I also want to make a little suggestion that Dylan might want to consider. Of you're up a tree surrounded by wood, and you're good at making fire. Just consider what you could do with that.
All right.
I don't want to burn you alive.
Surely you could fashion like a torch, or
A rudimentary lathe.
I mind you, I just...
or even get little branches to throw at the thing to try and distract it. Or
I have my oil. I'll try that next time.
okay, so yes, I'm going to shoot or sling, which is another miss. And no, I'm not going to catastrophically fail.
Not when you're up a tree.
No.
Al always gets the worst of it on catastrophic failures.
Okay. I'm done.
All right. Back to Punless. Sorry, the
That's-
bear. So the bear is now walks up to the base of the trees. Tenton has just managed to climb up a tree, and he's like, Jesus Christ! So the bear is now sort of at the base of the trees, sort of touching the tree like this, pawing at the tree, and the tree that he's pawing at is Punless.
Oh. Okay. So am I being attacked by that now?
No, he's just pawing at the tree as though
he's
he's
just at me. Okay.
considering climbing the tree.
Alright, can I go any higher?
You can, yes.
Can I try and go higher and try and break off some sticks to create a... Can I fashion a fire with the oil I have, or will I need another
Yep.
tool for that? No, I can?
No, we'll just say you have a flint and steel. You'll be able to create fire as well.
Let's get rid of the traffic.
So add
cool.
that to your list because you would have that.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna pull off the largest one that I can physically take off.
Yeah.
Or without too much difficulty, and quickly set it alight to just throw it near where the flowers are.
Okay. Do an education check, difficulty 1.
Education, I have bonus. Stop failing.
Do you want a catastrophic failure?
Am I on the tree alone?
Yes.
I will take a catastrophic failure.
Alright, so you gain a story value token. While holding onto the branch that you were picking, the branch breaks and you have not got a proper foothold. So you fall down the tree directly on top of the bear. You are now riding the bear.
Hey, you get a rear attack.
Angus beef.
I'm going to look for that javelin that fell out of the bear, and pick it up and use it again.
It's in the middle of the flowers somewhere, and you're up a tree.
Am I up a tree? I
Didn't
never
you
made it
climb
up
a tree?
I
Didn't
tried,
you make it up
but
a tree?
failed.
Oh, I thought
No,
you
I
had
didn't make
climbed.
it up a tree.
I apologize.
That's okay.
So you kind of like hiding behind the tree that Punless
Yes.
was up.
Yes.
And the bear is
I-
like behind the tree, like pawing at the tree. So you're like, holy
Yes.
shit.
Well, I'd like to attack the bear, but I want something sort of distance between me and it when I'm
So
attacking
you can
it, instead
you
of getting
can
up close
attempt
to the hand axe.
you can attempt to go past the bear. There will be a check
Yeah.
for that though.
Okay, I'll do that to try and find the javelin, and it may distract the bear from Pundus.
Yeah. So the difficulty is determined by the bear's attack proficiency in its weapon, which is its claws. So it's difficulty 4. And you do a physical check.
I've got a bonus of 1 in physical, so that means I get an extra dice.
Correct. So you roll 2 dice.
Yep.
And it's d8s.
Oh, 2d8s. Lucky me. Okay. Nope. Fail.
Do you want to take a catastrophic failure?
I don't have any story value tokens left. Yeah, if we're all doing it, why not? I'll take a catastrophic as well.
Okay.
1 in all.
So the bear is rearing up because Punless is on its back, and as you are trying to run past, just swipes you across the back with its claws.
Ouch.
You take, well, you're size 5, aren't you? So you take 2 injuries. You take 2 injuries.
I'm wearing padded armor, by the way.
Okay, so we'll do a check for this, but you will probably take 2 injuries, and you are sent sailing into the flowers, where you are stunned.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
so protection value. What is your current protection value?
1 PB from padded armor.
Okay. All right. So so you roll d20s.
Okay. How many?
1.
1. And what am I looking for?
A 1.
Oh, of course. Sorry. Stupid question. I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's fine. So you don't take the 2 injuries, but you are stunned, and you say so. You just like flying through the air, and don't forget to take experience.
So I get a physical experience. Do I? No.
Correct.
What's this from? Sorry. Whereabouts?
Sorry, no, you don't get experience. Sorry, I thought it was. Yes, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
So I'm stunned. And where do I mark that off?
You just, for the purposes now, for the next turn, you will be stunned. You'll have to shake it off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Bad Bow.
Okay. We'll try this again.
Just switch d20s, guys, and you'll get a hit.
Do you choose the rig?
Okay. I'm getting rid of those.
You're going to burn those on the stove.
Alright. So I missed, but I still got ammo.
Do you want to do a catastrophic failure?
No.
Alright, so it is the bear's turn. So the bear is struggling, it can't attack Punnus on the back, but Punnus, you have to do a physical check to remain holding on to the back of the bear.
Alright, of what difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
2.
Because it's nice thick fur and it's relatively easy to hold on.
Yeah, but I'm a weak ass gnome. Okay, I'm gonna spend a story value token. I'm gonna spend a story value token to change a 2 to a 1.
Okay, so you succeed. So don't forget the experience in the physical.
And then is it my turn?
It is your turn, yes.
Alright, I'm gonna try and stab. Am I like close to his head or?
Yeah, you'd be like right behind his head.
Alright, can I try and use my pick to like stab him?
Yep. So
Give me
it
space.
would be a normal attack. You get rear attack known, and you also get opponent is unarmed because it doesn't actually have any weapons, and you will get occupied because it's trying to get you off its back.
Was that 7 or 6?
So rear attack known is for 7. Yeah.
Plus I'm tiny for it.
Yes.
Okay. I get 2 dice. If I fail this, I hate myself. I succeed.
All right. So you just smack the thing on the back of the head with a pick. So, yeah!
So would now the bear do a protection roll?
Yes. So I'm
Yep.
going to do that now, and it fails to negate the injury. So that is an injury. Okay. Bad bow.
Oh yeah, he's stunned.
Yep. So you need to try to shake off the stun, which is a Constitution check.
Oh, okay.
The stun is equal to the stun difficulty is equal to the weapon skill of the person who stunned you. So it's difficulty 4, which is D8s.
Just the 1 die? Unless I've got a bonus, right?
Unless you got bonuses. Yeah.
Yep.
Now each round you will get an extra dice.
Okay, I don't check it off.
So just remember, for each additional round you get an additional dice after this. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to try something a little different this time. I'm going to put my poison vial into my sling and sling that at the bear.
The vial itself.
Yes.
Okay.
Please don't hit me.
That would be the catastrophic failure.
Yeah.
And I hit.
So do a D6 roll. We want to find out where it hits.
5.
5 hits it in the leg. So, alright, we'll say that there is damage to that leg, so the poison seeps in.
By poison, which is a level.
So, difficulty 3 poison.
Yep.
It fails, so at the moment it is an extra injury.
Cool. Alright, it has 2 injuries.
Okay, so back to the bear. The bear is still trying to get Punnus, like sort of bucking now, jumping up and down.
Do I do another physical check or
Do another physical check, yep.
Alright, same thing. What was it?
D8.
What was that one again? D8.
Sorry,
that
D2s, sorry.
D-
D2s.
one. Oh, that was D2.
Difficulty 4, difficulty 2, D4s.
4s. Okay. 1s, yes!
Alright, so
Apparently
you're
very good
still
at bear
on.
wrangling.
So Panos, it's your turn.
Alright, this might sound a little unorthodox, but is there any way I can set the bear alight?
Do you still have the oil? You haven't used the oil yet.
I haven't used the oil.
You can if you want.
So could I pour some of the oil on where I am and then use the tinder light to alight that before kind of just dropping off myself?
So let's just check the dropping an object, which is what essentially you would do with the oil, is your quick action.
Mm-hmm.
Using your thing to set it alight would be your action, and getting the hell off the bear would be your movement. So yes, you could do it.
Okay. I would like to burn a bear.
All right.
Okay, what should I roll?
Well, you don't need to roll anything for the oil. You just need to roll to light it. So it would just be education difficulty 1.
Education of difficulty 1, that's a D2, and I have 2 of those. Yes, I succeed, twice apparently.
So the bear bursts into flame, and you vault off and obviously heading away from it.
Yes, as best I can.
As best you can. So, Bad Bow.
Okay, so we've got a bear that's on fire, poisoned.
Yep.
The poor bear.
Okay, so I'll try my normal sling bullets again. So just before I do that, oh no, I'll have to wait until next turn to work out which way the bear's going.
Yeah.
Okay, so alright. Fine, I'll burn a story token to change a 2 to a 1 so I can hit the bastard.
So you hit the bear.
And I still have ammo.
The bear does not negate the injury with his protection value. So, Angus Beef, you just need to roll your
2 D8s now.
2 D8s.
Still stunned.
Still stunned. Okay.
Bear
All
wins you, man.
Okay, so it's the bear's turn. So the bear has to do a motion check, which is difficulty 4, is D8s. And the bear fails. So the bear is scampering away from the cave and away from the copper trees where you are. It is on
Burning the
fire.
forest, right?
It is on fire. It's setting all the flowers and everything around it are starting to set on fire as well.
Beautiful
Just
sylvan landscape.
and you see Tenton just like he's in a tree going, "That's the craziest shit I've ever seen."
I can do a little bow.
No one will believe him back at the village.
Stop making shit up again, Tenton.
So you come off stun. You are no longer stunned. As time passes, they come and they pick you up. And
Slap me
Tenton
about.
Tenton is like, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And he quickly starts rummaging around in the flowers, and he pops back up with a flower garland in his hand, and he places it over Punless's head and said, "My grandmother says these will protect you." Punless.
Alright, this time I'm going to try go to the flowers, but I'm going to be to the cave again to check it out, but I'm going to be extra cautious. I'm just going to be very paranoid.
Alright, so you will move silently. Okay, Angus Beef.
I'll follow him.
All right,
Cautiously.
so also cautiously, and Bad Bow.
I'm assuming I came down from the tree after the bear
Yeah, you
ran
came
away.
and helped Angus Beef up.
You slapped me the hardest.
I can't believe I wasted my poison on a bear that ran away.
On fire.
We'll find
Never
we'll
to be
find the
seen
forest.
again.
We'll come back and the forest is burnt.
It's like the whole place is just...
Yeah.
The village is like this rampaging bear just came running through.
Set the whole place,
Set the whole
on fire.
place alight. The orcs rock up and how there's nothing to pillage.
I'm going to be pretty much with Angus of providing
Okay.
backup.
Alright. So slowly you sneak your way into the cave. Do any of you have any injuries?
No.
I was just stunned. That's about it.
Just stunned. Alright. So you slowly sneak your way into the cave, and as your eyes adjust to the light, although Punless will be able to see a little bit further because of his low light vision, you see that the cave splits into 3 tunnels.